Hi, well, I haven't made a video for some time. Uh, the reason I'm making one today is I just feel so disappointed in the state of Star Wars at the moment. I watched The Mandalorian today. I've been disappointed with Star Wars, as you might know, because I talked about Book of Boba Fett. I tried to follow Kenobi, and I wasn't enjoying that, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I thought, well, Mandalorian, that's always been good. I've always enjoyed The Mandalorian. Never had really any problems with it. Just a fun Star Wars show. But unfortunately, it's not looking great for this show either at the moment. Really hasn't really picked up any steam. First episode was fairly good. Got things rolling, got the ball rolling, got things in place. Didn't mind the second one. Still, the story was... it was just basically him going to the waters to be redeemed. So I'm waiting for like the big plot line that's going to follow the story after that. The Mythosaurus scene, Bo-Katan sees it. So now we've got this Mythosaur. So here we go. The balls start rolling now. There might be a power struggle between Din Djarin, the Armorer, and Bo-Katan. And that sounds quite interesting to me. Maybe that will pan out. But no, got to slow everything down now for this last episode, which I think is actually the worst episode of The Mandalorian I've ever seen. It's a sort of an interesting side plot, I guess, and it was interesting also to see how Coruscant looks now, and you've got the New Republic, but I'm not really a big fan of the way that they are portrayed in this episode. You know, God forbid that you have the motives of George Lucas of good versus evil, because that's what Star Wars is all about where George was concerned. You know, you've got to blur the lines now, so the New Republic is sort of sinister also. It doesn't matter that the Empire's gone, we've got a kind of sort of sinister, passive-aggressive New Republic that wants to deprogram people, which, you know, it's not really what I envisioned was going to happen after Return of the Jedi. But they, you know, let's have this episode we had an exciting space battle at the start, but now let's have the whole of this episode concentrate on a side character, Dr. Pershing, who wants to restart clone technology, clone engineering, which is now outlawed. And it just concentrated for most of the time on him sort of living on Coruscant, being sort of getting in a relationship with this woman who was part of the Empire as well. They're sort of being both in this sort of deprogramming place where they're obviously trying to learn the errors of their ways. And she's, you know, that there's something sinister about her, and she has ulterior motives while they're being friends. I'm way ahead of them on this, and it's so drawn out with him walking along with her, eating glowing ice lollipops and talking about yellow biscuits. And you could have got an editor in there and cut this down massively, or had it intercut with maybe some more exciting stuff about what's going on with Din Djarin and Bo-Katan. But no, we've got to concentrate the whole episode on this. So boring, so dull, and this just doesn't feel like Star Wars to me. Where's the exciting pacing of Star Wars? It just isn't there. And I'm watching Picard season 3 at the moment, which is Star Trek, which is normally known for, you know, being more about plot and less exciting, but somehow season 3 of Picard manages to do both. It manages to have an exciting plot, and it'd be interesting and never dull, even when the characters are just talking to each other. And they just can't seem to be able to do this with Disney Star Wars, unfortunately. Especially not in The Mandalorian anyway. So, that's my opinion. Disney Star Wars is just not up in its game, and it really needs to. It's just such a shame to see it the way it is at the moment. Anyway, that's my opinion.